In the previous chapter, we learned about the 101 Kauravas' birth and how Pandu, under the curse of Sage Kingdom, entered the Vanaprastha ashram and headed towards the Gandhamadan mountain. Now, further, Pandu and his wives practiced asceticism, surviving on roots, tubers, and fruits from the forested mountains. Following several days of penance on Gandhamadan, the trio went to Shatashringa mountain and commenced their rigorous penance there. It was the day of the new moon. Every ascetic residing on the mountain contemplated departing for Brahmalok. Pandu considered them joining as well, but the ascetics prevented him and said, "O king, the way forward is very challenging and strenuous. As we ascend the mountain, we will approach the heavens. On the journey, there will be numerous apsaras, gandharvas, and devas. Only a person with divine powers is capable of reaching such a location. How can Queen Kunti and Madri manage to traverse such a challenging path? Consequently, you ought to halt your trip at this point. You three have not achieved that level of divinity yet." Pandu replied, "O sages, I understand what you mean. I am childless, which is why the gates of heaven are closed to me. This pains me deeply. A human being is born with 4 debts: the debt to the gods, the debt to the ancestors, the debt to humans, and the debt to sages. The debt to gods is repaid through sacrifices and yagyas, the debt to the sages through austerities, the debt to humans through charity, and the debt to the ancestors through procreation and the Shraddha ceremony. I have repaid the remaining 3 debts, only the debt to the ancestors remains. Now, my only desire is that my wives bear me children." Hearing this, the sages said to him, "O knower of Dharma, we see with divine vision that you will have sons akin to gods. May the Lord fulfill all your wishes." Listening to the sages, Pandu felt an overwhelming anxiety as he continuously recalled Sage Kingdom's curse. "May it be that when you engage in intercourse with your wife, your life will end just like mine is doing." Pandu spoke to Kunti. "My dear, do everything possible to have a son. The holy texts offer numerous paths. We can adopt a child, or we can obtain a blessing from a sage or a god. Numerous methods exist. I can no longer have children. You are now my only hope, Kunti." Kunti, deeply disturbed by this, says to Pandu, "My lord, I cannot even think of having sex with another man. My love and affection are for you and you alone. Even thinking of such a thing is a sin for me. If I have a son, he will be born from you. Before I say anything, please listen to this story." Kunti then tells Pandu the story of Bhadra, which goes something like this. Long ago, there lived a noble king known as Vyushitashva. Upon completing the Ashwamedha Yagya, he became the emperor of the earth. He had a beautiful wife called Bhadra. The two were intensely in love with each other. But King Vyushitashva passed away from tuberculosis just like King Vichitravirya did. Queen Bhadra was profoundly sorrowful over the death of her beloved. Moreover, they were childless, which compounded her anguish. Bhadra, overwhelmed by sorrows, laments, "My lord, what significance does my life hold without you? You abandoned me in this way. I can't live without you. I shall relinquish this body. What do I have left to live for?" She was speaking when a voice from the heavens proclaimed, "Bhadra, my cherished wife, I bestow upon you the gift of having numerous sons. Following a bath, lie next to my body on a night with a quarter moon. You will be blessed with a son." Thus, following Vyushitashva's advice, Bhadra gave birth to a total of 7 sons. After narrating Bhadra's tale, Kunti tells Pandu, O finest of the Bharatas, I too will conceive your sons by my own determination. Kunti had the mantra provided by Durvasa, so why was she so reluctant? Was Kunti recalling a particular event? Kunti could have had a son without ending her husband's life, so why did this happen? Since she was already the mother of a boy, Kunti had previously misused her boon, resulting in a son with Suryadev, whom she submerged in the Ganges out of fear of societal disgrace. Adhirath and his wife Radha brought him up, and he later came to be called Karna. At last, Kunti succumbs to Pandu and tells him about her boon, saying, "My lord, my father Kunti Bhoj was once visited by the wise sage Durvasa while I was young. Because of his quick anger, nobody wanted to assist him. Hence, I chose to assist him. He was so pleased with my service that he granted me a boon, using which any deity I invoke will not be able to refuse to perform any task I desire. They will have to do whatever I ask them to do. I can request a son from the Devas." This idea pleased Pandu, who asked her to call upon me, Dharma, the god of righteousness and death, that same evening. When Kunti called upon me, I appeared in front of her. Our union gave birth to Yudhishthira, a son who was a knower of Dharma. A voice from the sky declared upon his birth, "This child will be the best among righteous men and will rule the entire earth. Yudhishthira shall be the name of Kunti's firstborn son. Your dynasty will be honored by this son of yours." 1 year following Yudhishthira's birth, Pandu desired a mighty son from Kunti. Following her husband's order, Kunti summoned the powerful Vayu, the lord of wind. The wind god manifested before Kunti while riding on his antelope. At Kunti's urging, the wind god granted her a son with unmatched power and strength. He was called Bhima. When Bhima was born, a celestial voice proclaimed, "Your son will be immensely strong and mighty." Nature itself attested to Bhimsen's power through an event. When Bhimsen was born, Kunti was cradling him in her arms. Hearing the growl of a tiger, Kunti felt intense fear. In terror, she lost her grip and Bhim tumbled onto a stone. Once Bhim's body contacted the rock, it shattered into countless fragments, instilling in Pandu the belief that his son would create history. Only a few days post Bhim's birth, Pandu requested Kunti once more for a son who would be the greatest in the world. Kunti believed that Indra was the supreme among the Devas. Hence, Pandu subsequently undertook a year of intense austerity to please Indra. For a year, King Pandu balanced on one leg while meditating. Satisfied with his penance, Indra, the king of the Devas, manifested and remarked, "O monarch of Hastinapur, I am highly gratified by your intense penance. Consequently, I shall provide you with a son who will be famous universally and a conqueror of foes. Lord Narayan will be his aide." When Pandu informed Kunti of this, Kunti summoned the king of the Devas, and Indra and Kunti became the parents of a son named Arjun. Upon Arjun's birth, a celestial voice declared, "O Kunti, this child will be as brave as Lord Shiva Shankar and shall be as invincible as Indra. This offspring will elevate the honor of your lineage. This child shall conduct 3 Ashwamedh sacrifices, and Lord Shiva will personally bestow upon him the divine weapons. This child will be the best among the Kshatriyas." Upon hearing this celestial voice, the Devas, the Gandharvas, and the Apsaras of the heaven rained down flowers upon Kunti and Pandu. Observing Kunti's remarkable sons, Madri yearned to have her own offspring as well. She asked Kunti for assistance. Kunti provided Madri with the mantra that allowed her to summon any deity to fulfill her wishes. Madri summoned the Ashwini Kumaras, leading to the birth of twins named Nakula and Sahadeva. At their birth, the celestial voice proclaimed, Madri, your two sons will excel the Ashwini Kumars in might, fame, attractiveness, and righteousness. As Kunti and Pandu were raising their children in the world, in the city of Mathura, the creator of us all was being born. The supreme being was coming into existence on this planet. How can the tale of the Mahabharata unfold without understanding the journey of its main character, isn't it? The main character of this story is none other than the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the Lord of Golok, Sri Krishna. Before continuing with the tale of the Pandavas and the Kauravas, it's important to understand the story of the one who orchestrated this whole epic. Shurasen ruled the city of Mathura. He had two renowned offspring, Kunti and Vasudeva. Soon after Shurasen's passing, Ugrasen assumed leadership of the Yadava clan and governed the city of Mathura. Ugrasen's offspring was the wicked Kamsa, who in his previous birth was a demon named Kalnemi. King Ugrasen had a brother named King Devak and his daughter was Devaki. Kamsa and Devaki had a strong bond, prompting Kamsa to organize the marriage of his cousin Devaki to his friend Vasudeva. Kamsa and his father Ugrasen were alienated from one another. At that time, King Jarasandha, the ruler of Magad, was engaged in a campaign of conquest. He selected Mathura as his goal, but upon reaching it, he realized that conquering Mathura was unfeasible as long as Kamsa lived. His advisors suggested he should choose Kamsa as his son-in-law to gain his support for Jarasandha's conquests. Consequently, Jarasandha wedded his two daughters Asti and Prapti to Prince Kamsa. Shortly after the wedding, Kamsa conceived the plan to conquer Indra and Vishnu. He requested guidance from the wise sage Narad, who subsequently revealed the existence of all the demons and monsters on earth, allowing him to gather an army of demons to assist in conquering Indra. At the sage's behest, Kamsa defeated and subjugated all the demons. He assembled a large demon army including Putana, Trinavrat, Shakatasur, Narkasur, Banasur, Vatsasur, Bakasur, Aghasur, Vyomasur, Dhenukasur, Arishthasur, Keshi, Pralambasur, Chanur, Mushtik, Kut, Shal, and Toshal. Kamsa, along with his demons, attacked Amravati, the capital city of Swargalok. A fierce battle ensued between the Devas and Kamsa, resulting in the defeat of the Devas. Indra, the king of the Devas, escaped on his mount Airavat. After defeating Indra, Kamsa returned to Mathura and with his army of demons started persecuting and exploiting the citizens of Mathura. As a result, injustice rained down on the people of Mathura. Kamsa and his men started slaughtering the followers of God. Rape of women, brutal atrocities against the weak and poor, killing of babies, it seemed as if humanity was vanishing from the Yadav kingdom. Bhumi Devi, the earth goddess, could not tolerate this cruelty against her own children. Hence, she decided to go to God to plead. The story of the Mahabharata pauses here for a moment. I, Dharma, do not have a major role in the story that is to come, because the upcoming story will be steeped in devotion to God. Therefore, I bid you farewell for a while. Now, Bhumi Devi herself will narrate the rest of the Krishna Leela to you. Like, share and subscribe if you like our videos. Please also comment on the video and express your thoughts and questions.